Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking another cheeky look at Vechain. So Vechain is one of these fantastic projects, but we've got some fantastic news to go alongside it, right? We've got a strengthening of an existing partnership that's already very strong. So we're going to get into what this is and what it looks like, but it's very, very good news. We'll also take a quick look at the Vechain price as well towards the end of the video, Chris. Have a look at the chart, see how the VET token has been performing as well. So guys, if you find this video useful, informative, then do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, and as do I. And if by chance you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, Chris, anything you want to add before jumping over to the article, or should we just jump straight over to the desktop?
I'm going to say what I normally say, Nick. I love this project. Let's get into it.
Get into it. Fantastic. Right, so 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗐𝗐 to strengthen partnership with Vechain as part of the digital strategy. Okay, so in recent years, the cooperation between 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗐𝗪 and Vechain has led to the development of many solutions based on the blockchain technology that they have successfully applied in multiple sectors. The cooperation will be strengthened in the coming years, according to the Director of Digital Business for 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗐𝗪 Greater China. So this is absolutely fantastic news to see that they're basically strengthening a project and a partnership. That partnership between 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗐𝗪 and Vechain is already very, very strong, but they're wanting to strengthen it, and I think this is a really positive news, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I really do. And for those of you that aren't aware, 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗐𝗪, they're a huge company. You're talking like 14,500 employees spread across 350 locations. They're big fish, not small fish, right? So yeah, it's big news, Nick, and yeah, like, it's bullish. I'll get into the article anyway. So in an interview with the Vechain Foundation, Jay emphasized the importance of integrating blockchain technology in traditional businesses. Over the next decade, only companies that integrate blockchain technology within their business models will be able to maintain an edge, in Jay's opinion. And Nick, we've talked about this on live streams many times. We completely align to that, don't we?
We do. Ultimately, you're seeing it from multiple different industries and multiple different types of businesses. They're kind of getting on board with the blockchain technology because it just gives them that competitive edge. And ultimately, digital transformation, another terminology gets thrown around a lot in terms of business, is something that is in the forefront of so many people's minds at the moment. So really crucial that people start understanding what blockchain technology can do for them. And Vechain is definitely at the top of those lists, right? And we get into that here, right? So in the specific case of 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗪, Vechain's blockchain technology enables them to expand their services that they provide. Amongst other things, 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗪 is a company that offers risk management, certification, safety improvements, and classification in 5 sectors such as digital solutions, energy, the gas and oil industries, and others. Having integrated with Vechain, the company has been able to, at least according to our good friend here, Jay, combining with 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗪's own services, can guarantee the authenticity of data to the greatest extent and the value of the data accumulated on the chain to improve effectiveness of data governance. One of the biggest impacts of the new corona, I'm going to call it a pandemic, I know they've used epidemic, but it's pandemic, on the market is to make the wall of trust more prominent than ever. And I think that's absolutely, crucial to understand the benefits that actually come from having that partnership between those two entities, Chris.
Yeah, completely agree, Nick. I think it's definitely making me more and more bullish on Vechain, which just isn't a requirement from my side, to be really honest. What will the future focus of 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗪 and Vechain be, I guess? So amongst the challenges that the partners and the blockchain industry as a whole face are the need to drive adoption. And we've talked about this a lot. We probably look at it from a different angle, being that, projects need to be sort of talked about, and the management team need to be going out and all that sort of stuff. And I guess Jay's kind of aligned to our way of thinking here as well, because, in his opinion, he said this can be achieved if companies can effectively communicate to their customers what the benefit of blockchain benefits of blockchain are and how it can help their business. So I think that's fundamentally aligned to some of the stuff that we've said, isn't it, Nick?
It really is. Adoption is the forefront of almost everyone's mind when it comes to these blockchain projects, right? You see it with Cardano. Vechain is no exception. DNVGL is obviously no exception. They understand that ultimately they need to be getting out there and actually communicating. And this is one of the biggest things that we talk about in our streams, isn't it, Chris, where some projects are absolutely fantastic at the communication aspect of it, and they have some fantastic leaders, right? And we can look at Stellar Foundation, for example, with Danielle Dixon. We can see it with Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse. We can see it with Charles Hoskinson and Cardano. And you can see it with Vechain and Sunny Lu, right? They are communicating to their customers constantly, and the flow of information is there, which is fantastic. But even during 2020, the impact of the pandemic and the effect on a large proportion of businesses, and basically, in that regard, DNVGL's executive said that the Vechain stands out by its technical capabilities, and especially because its understanding of the business world, right? And this is what Jay was stating here, that Vechain's flexible technical architecture can adapt to various business scenarios, and it can quickly adapt to setbacks when combining through demand, or combing through demand, right? So it's absolutely fantastic stuff, and a business can leverage Vechain to deploy digital services to mitigate the effects of the pandemic, to create solutions that help manage infection risk. And DNVGL and Vechain have deployed 2 digital products that are crucial for that purpose. And you all know these as My Story and My Care. And they're absolutely fantastic, Chris. I mean, we've seen such fantastic things happening with these particular products, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, particularly in the Cyprus, I think it mentions it in the article as well. So I'll continue to read on. As reported by CNF, these solutions have been applied in China, Cyprus, as I mentioned. The UK is also among other countries by launching these products. DNVGL has managed to withstand the strike of the pandemic and has expanded into new markets. In 2021, the company will continue to explore new digital services within 2 areas of focus: sustainability and supply chain management. And for me, this is just amazing, isn't it, Nick?
It really is, yeah. And I guess, Chris, it's good to see that it's not just about getting new partnerships. It's also working with your existing partners, strengthening what you can, and building a better future. And that's exactly what Vechain and DNVGL are trying to accomplish here. And I think this is absolutely brilliant news. So now we've kind of got through that, Chris, should we talk a little bit about the VET price and the chart for Vechain?
Yeah, let's get into it, Nick.
Fantastic. So here we are on the Vechain chart, so to the USD on the daily, okay? And here we can obviously see this kind of parallel channel coming down here. We had the recent kind of breakout above an area that I've actually removed from this chart for now, but we had this area of resistance that we were trying to get past. We got past it, but unfortunately have pulled back a little bit today. So basically VET, the VET token did see a breakout from a key area. And it was unable to basically defend it, so it did come back down a little bit, but it is still aiming for some very good areas around the 3.4 cent, for example. So obviously you have to look at that. And obviously, we still have our 4.3 cent price target here on this chart as well. So Vechain basically was contained inside this descending parallel channel on the 4-hourly chart. And we're going to get into that 4-hourly chart and see exactly what was going on there. The breakout that happened did have a price target of about 3.4 cent, which was about 20% move at the time. Obviously, it was unable to defend the level and has pulled back since. But there's still a lot of momentum behind it, and we're going to get into what that might look like as well. So after that rally, it was aiming for that kind of 3.4, 3.5 cent area, and we just haven't seen it yet materialize. But I do firmly believe it is just around the corner. Additionally, we're not going to really look at it in depth here on this particular video, but there is an inverse head and shoulders pattern as a bullish indicator on the 1 hourly chart as well. So a breakout above 3 cent could be on the cards in the near future. So what we're going to do is just highlight a few things on this daily chart to start with, right? So we can see the down candle here, this red candle, just on today with the wick piercing quite low down. We can obviously see that we're in a negative position on the MACD on this daily chart. The volumes are a little bit all over the place, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We don't want it to be flat completely, but they're not doing amazingly well, and over time we can see that they've just been decreasing. For now, on the RSI, it is just above the 50 level, so that's an okay area to also be on this daily chart, so not too bad so far. So let's pull it down into that 4 hourly view and really take a look at this parallel channel. Okay, so this descending parallel channel has been plaguing us pretty much since the 20th of January or so, when we entered it here and kind of topped out at the top, come down. There's a Bitcoin correction here, pushed it a little bit lower, and if we isolated that out of the scenario, we can get that channel completed. But really what we're interested in is what happened most recently, which was the breakout above this area. This happened here on the 3rd of February. Okay, I'm just going to highlight that for you, this one just here. Okay, but unable to hold it, which was really frustrating. So we got the close here on this 4 hourly candle, for example, but it came back testing this as support. Okay, so our down trend line here was being tested as support, and it kind of held briefly. We kind of got the green candle, it was holding nicely, it was okay, but it was being consistently tested, so it was only a matter of time for that breakdown to actually happen. That obviously happened here on the 4th of February, today as we are recording this video, and we obviously pulled right back up pretty quickly, so it was a good buying area here, but still we're getting lots of pressure around this zone. It's basically trying to pull us back down a little bit. So we do have resistance currently at the 2.85 cent level. Okay, so that's going to be an issue for us right here. But let's go ahead and just see what else is going on, right? So how long can this last? Are we going to continue trading sideways? Are we going to break up to the upside anytime soon? So straight away we can see some volatility in the volumes. We can see how we've had these little kind of baby pumps here, and then we've gone sideways. So the volumes are not in the best position currently. We have a negative MACD, but that's pretty much being driven by the move to the downside on this RSI indicator, and that pulls us down to about 46. So a little bit lower down here, and we could definitely see some upward trade. So I don't think we're going to fall all too far. We do have a good strong support line at 2.5 cent. If it were to happen, there's going to be this area here to potentially fall back to. But I think if we were to reach that 2.5 cent, Chris, I think we're going to fall all the way down into that 30 zone on this RSI, which will push us right up to the top end, which will be really nice to see. So things are, yeah, they're not in the best of shape because we are below our trend line. Our parallel channel looks like the breakout was a bit of a fake out actually, Chris, and pulling us back in currently, which is frustrating for Vechain holders such as ourselves. But long term, this thing still has a lot of momentum, lots of potential still, so I'm less concerned. But ultimately, yeah, we might start seeing a pullback towards that 2.5. I don't think it'll necessarily go that low, but there's good strong support there if it were to happen. Ultimately, the RSI is getting low, and once it gets down to that low end, we're going to pop to the upside. A good example of this, guys, is this section just here. In most recent days, on the 1st of February, we were down at 35 on the RSI, and then a mere, couple of days later, 1 day later, in fact, we were up here at 62, and at that particular moment is all of this motion here on the candles. So getting down to this zone isn't a bad thing. It just means that we're ready to move up. The hardest part for us is actually to continue trading sideways here with minimal damage to the price, so that we can get the next swing up to that 3.4, 3.2 cent area. Okay, so things are okay. They're not the best, but they're okay. And here we are on the 1 hourly view, right? And what they're talking about is the inverse head and shoulders pattern. I'm going to very loosely kind of draw it for you guys, but you get the idea of what's going on here, right? So they're basically saying shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. So we do see this pattern forming a little bit on this hourly chart. I'm not going to draw it up neatly for you guys, but it is there if you want to kind of investigate that. Here you can see the hourly version of this breakout and sort of falling apart area at the moment. So this lots of selling pressure, lots of pressure around here. Currently we need to kind of push up, but you know, on this hourly chart we come quite low. We hit the 32, popped right up a little bit. That was getting us back up here, and that got us up to 50. Lots of selling pressure again in this area. You can see this from the volume. The volume's very static, it's very flat, so we're not getting a lot of momentum. But we are pulling down to hitting the 40 on this RSI currently. So a little bit lower here, potentially pulling us into this zone, could get us back down here. And if we can get some good volumes, then I think we could start to see some price action on Vechain once again. So I'm going to pull this back up to that daily view and pull this down and zoom in a little bit for you. What I'm going to do is just, yeah, so ultimately we need to target that 3.1 cent. We obviously have the 3.4, which I'm going to just quickly mark out with a horizontal line here. That's going to be this area here, right? This is the 3.4 line that we need to get covered. And then obviously our price target, guys. So there's 3 things that we're considering. There's our 3.1 cent. That is the high level over here that we've been struggling to get through for quite some time. So this is going to be a challenge to get through here anyway. So 3.1 is the first one we need to be considering. And then obviously we have the 3.4, which was this higher point here, right? Getting past that could be problematic, but once we're there, there's nothing stopping us getting to the 4.3 cent, okay? So we'll have to see how everything stacks up at the point of getting past this level, but we could be hitting that second price target, also the first price target of ours at 4.3 cent in the very near future. Things are starting to heat up in the altcoin market, aren't they, Chris? And it's only really a matter of time.
Yeah, definitely. We're just waiting for, you know, ETH to get to that point, and you know, we will start to see some of these alts really starting to pump, and I'm so excited. I did say in 2020 in December that, you know, I was so looking forward to 2021. We were going to have some ups, we were going to have some downs, but ultimately it's going to be an exciting ride, right?
Absolutely. So guys, if you have found this useful, informative, then do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And I like to think that you appreciate it too. And if by chance you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all of this said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Over and out. Take care.